asking for?
Well, you can put him for anywhere from 2 to 6. It's he used a deadly weapon, so I guess it's a 3G offense. So he'd have to do half the time. He's been in for a little bit now, and so I think it's more of a based on what you have here and his past and all the other things that have occurred. Maybe 10 years probation to try to straighten him out. But the indications are that you may be spinning your wheels here. I'm being totally frank or honest with the court, especially if someone doesn't take responsibility. And I know I'm speaking in reference to my client.
I understand.
He's a young kid. His actions that were described in the PSI report from investigating officers, especially with this type of charge and looking at penitentiary time, it's not good. So how can I make the recommendation? As an attorney, would love to give him a second chance and put him on probation, but I set him up for failure immediately. But this is a 3rd-degree felony, which is 2 to 10, and the cap is 6. So you're looking at another 2 years if he's convicted of the 10 years.
Well, something kind of more than that. He's on parole from the juvenile system for several violations.
Yeah, I think
He's on parole and he commits this crime of deadly conduct. And he's been through the system since 21. And evading arrest, unauthorized use of motor vehicles theft, violation of juvenile orders, violation of juvenile court order, violation of juvenile court order, and then parole, a form of parole that we really don't deal with too much from the juvenile system, but he was under a form of supervision when he commits this 3rd-degree felony of shooting, being with some or a party to it, shooting firearms at others. And we're talking about AR-15 style weapons here. But he pleads guilty under oath. And then we have this pre-sentence report. So, what are you asking?
We're asking for a deferred good.
Go ahead.
Judge, you probably have 6 to 10 individuals that are going to appear separately at different points in times in front of you out of this particular fact situation. Some people in the courtroom and those listening will remember this nonsense that occurred back in May of 2025. The facts are that there was a shooting, that there were 2 people in this particular scenario that were armed with AR-15 style rifles. This is one of them. He's a menace to our community. He is making Jefferson County unsafe. We cannot do anything to get this man's attention other than to put him into prison. This whole scenario and what our community keeps having to deal with in Jefferson County makes a lot of us fearful to sleep at night. When Mendoza states here that after getting shot that he believes that young people deserve a second chance, I agree with him. He even said that after 6 to 7 bullets entered through his apartment, and he was one of the people that is the victim in this particular matter. But it's that senseless level of violence that drives us to try to do something different. Detective Jackson, who's president of the courtroom, is mortified by having to deal with these type of matters. And what is more compelling about this young man and why it is that we can't help him by probation is the fact that he's shown no remorse. He's accepted no responsibility. When he was interviewed by the police department, he basically laughed about this, singing and dancing during the periods of times in which this was being interviewed. After toting around an AR-15 on surveillance video where shootings occurred and somebody could have been killed, all while he was on parole. I just don't know how you help somebody who will not help themselves. That's why, despite his age, I ask that what's most appropriate is that you give him 6 years.
Anything else?
No, Your Honor,
You want-
unless Mr. Lightfoot.
Did you want to say anything, sir?